get started, let's give a shout out to our sponsor.
All right,
Yeah.
Chuck Kaminsky at
We need to give him more
Basement
love.
Trader.
Yeah.
We do.
I
Basement
checked him
Trader.
out, and he has a Squire fretless bass that I want. But I don't have $300 right now to spend on that.
Talk to him. He's. I think it even says on his card. It might say Horse Trader on there.
Oh, okay.
Horse trainer?
Horse Trader. He will make some deals happen if deals are there to be done.
He trains
That's right.
horse in Hidalgo.
Cool. Well, happy holidays also, everybody.
Yeah.
And it's that time of the year.
Yeah.
Cool.
It actually feels warm to me right here though, because I was in Finland for the last week.
Oh, yeah,
And
man. How was your experience over there?
it was very weird. If it wasn't COVID situation, it would have been a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
Actually,
everything.
Yeah. So like when we landed in Germany and then transferred over to Helsinki, and while we were in the air, they changed all the COVID regulations in Finland.
Whoa.
So we landed. They made us get out of the back of the plane and take a bus to another section
Oh,
of the
geez.
airport and all that fun stuff.
Good stuff.
But otherwise, Helsinki's very cool. But I would go when it's warmer because it was like 0 degrees every
Oh,
day.
yeah.
0 Fahrenheit.
We'll get there, next week maybe?
And the sun was only out for a very short time. That was the weirdest thing, was not having the sun. Like it just, you could watch it come up over the Baltic Sea and then go back down. Like it was
Was
just
it like an hour a day or something?
No, it was longer than that, but it doesn't
Okay.
go up into the sky.
Oh.
Just
so-
like
it
this
just-
kind of a
Exactly.
sun,
Yeah, just over the horizon and then
some,
back down.
I've seen some like
That's nuts.
time-lapse videos of like northern Alaska's like when it just like peaks up and then down.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's all you get all day.
That's
And
what it did.
Wait, in the summer it's like up all day, right? It's
Yeah.
like, but it's just like right up on the horizon and then.
Yeah, it'll be up 24 hours.
I'd like to get to Alaska.
Yeah, same here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have we introduced you yet?
Oh,
Have we?
Well,
We're just over here yapping.
Alaska's great, guys.
if you don't see
So I heard.
his name on the episode you're watching, this is Stephen Wright. We got Stephen Howard Wright.
Yes, I added the middle name.
Yeah.
That's good. And that sounds more like
Yeah. A little more official, maybe.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah. You got the. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's
That's
got a
good.
good rhythm.
Yeah, that's it.
Stephen Howard
Rolls,
Wright.
rolls off the tongue. So what's up, guys?
Not much,
Not
man.
much.
We're recording a podcast right now.
Yeah, I know.
What do you
I'll
up
move
to?
your microphone.
I'm doing about the same thing, I guess. We all have our Christmas beers open. Well, no, you.
Not yet.
Yeah, you got your caffeine
We-
going. You
yeah,
gotta wake
We
up.
got our monsters.
Yeah, I'm getting Finland jet lag.
Yeah, there you
Worn
go.
off here first, and then I'll get into the beers.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
All right. Would you like to introduce yourself to everybody and tell them what you do and?
Yeah, for sure. So I am, as we just said, Steve Howard Wright. I've been in the Cleveland music scene. I use air quotes because I live in Cuyahoga Falls now. But since, I don't know, about 2016, 2015 area, kind of a weird little history there that I'll get in real quick. So my first gig, actually, I used to do like the one-man band looping stuff. I had like drums on stage with me, and believe it or not, it was a pain in the ass to set all that stuff up when you're by
You had
yourself.
a drum set up there.
I had
with
like
you,
two
or-
toms, and I
Okay.
played the backing tracks, and I had a little synth and stuff.
Cool.
So my first gig was actually opening for Nights at the Happy Dog. So like I know Frank and Jenna pretty well, and they're good people, and they helped me out quite a bit. And then from there, just kind of kept doing that. I was with a band called Old Brooklyn for a while.
That's when I first met you.
Yes, exactly. Then I was with another band called Reagan Leaf for a while.
Is that how you pronounce that?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I think I said it 10 different wrong ways.
It's all, yeah, everyone, it's, yeah, like Reagan Leaf. So I was with them for a while. I've sat in with a couple bands. Serial Banter being another one that I've sat in with. Scenic Route, I was with them for over a year. Just kind of stepped away, kind of started get a little busy, so that's cool for them, but needed a little bit of time to breathe, and kind of stopped doing the solo thing for a while. Haven't really put out any music in about 2 years, so
Cool.
yeah, and I think I got everybody. Oh, another band, I was with Noon for a minute too. You know, Aaron Capfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played with her for a minute too. So just kind of bounced around and became friends with everybody, and here we are. So as the Cleveland scene goes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's connected somehow.
Oh yeah.
So was it the hauling gear was the main thing that made you switch from the solo project?
Yeah, for sure. I went from hauling gear to bringing just guitar and a looper, and going DI into a PA, which never sounded great. Just when you think you have it, which never sounded that great. I was mostly going clean though, so it was never anything that crazy. But so I did that for a minute. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get a hernia, man. Just turned 30. I'm like,
Young guy.
Yeah. Some people say that.
Yeah. Old people say that.
Yeah. It's all good.
Cool. So you said you didn't release anything for a couple of years. What? You took a break, or?
I sure did. Yeah, I took, and because you're like, hey, where can I find some of your older stuff? I'm like, I took all that down.
Yeah.
And I got off of social media and all that for a while. I don't know. It was just sometimes you just got to do that. I think kind of like reinvent yourself and rebrand and do the whole thing and just step back and see like, all right, what do I want to do with this music thing here? And some of those songs I was proud of. They were fine. Yeah, but they were out there. But I just clean slate kind of a deal. So
You think you'll go back and revisit some of those?
Yeah, for sure. Some of the stuff coming up, actually, I kind of took I hope people don't remember them. I took the riffs or something, and I'll write new lyrics for it, or change up the tempo or something like that. And the next one coming out is actually that. It's just
cool. Reworking.
Yeah, total reworking of a song. I just hope if you remember it, great. But
hey,
if not,
you can't steal from yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's just hey, you put this shit out before. Yeah, so I'm excited to kind of revisit those for sure.
I know Van Halen's last album that they put together, 2007, I think, was just remakes of their original demo tapes with new lyrics on it.
That's cool.
But it was, and it sounded like old Van Halen, which was kind of cool too,
Yeah.
Cause,
I love old Van Halen.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on right now. I just released these two past couple months, and
Yeah, you released a song today.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. It is called Short
Reminded
Stories.
me of Jackson 5 a little bit. I Want You Back.
Yeah, hell yeah, it did. That's kind of funny because it started out. You guys know Wolfpack?
Yeah.
All right. So they have a tune called Animal Spirits, and I was like, I'd like to have a song with that vibe. Not totally rip that off, but have a song with that kind of bouncing kind of feel to it. So I started with this little riff, and then I wrote the verse, and then I'm not gonna lie, I took that vocal melody from I Want You Back and made it the second half of the verse chords.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I took a little bit of it. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't take the melody. It's the rhythm guitar part, guys. Come on.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly the same rhythm.
No,
like you
it,
said.
it definitely has that vibe though, the bouncy.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
good today.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. So it's every piece of music's been written. It's hard to not find. I like it when you can hear the influence rather than they sampled that.
Yeah,
right.
So
I like the drum sound too, coming into that. At first, I was like, is this just a processed drum sound?
No.
And then as it went on, I'm like, no, this is.
So that's my buddy Jeff Larch. He mixed and produced and did all the drums on both these tunes and everything going forward. Him and I just have a really good vibe together, and he just has a home studio. I just go over to his house in his basement and just knock it out. So
Cool. Where's
Yeah.
that at?
he's up in Willoughby,
All right.
but I met him. He is the drummer for Reagan Leaf, so that's how I got to know him. But
Cool. What about the other parts? Was that all you?
everything was me. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Except the drums.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Good job.
Thank you.
Is that on that Steinberger guitar that I see
It
in the
is.
pictures?
It
All
is.
right.
Both this and my song I released before that, Reset, everything is done on that Steinberger, with the exception of he has a Mexican Strat at his house that we put in fourth position, just do rhythm.
Yeah.
That's one piece of the rhythm. It's both that and the Steinberger, but that little thing sounds great.
It does.
It's like $3.99. Like, and I have a Gibson SG and a Tele, and I'm just like, I want to use this.
And it's
like,
got to weigh nothing.
No, it's weightless. It's string change is a breeze. Like, it's just, I don't know. Eddie Van Halen used one. David Bowie used one.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
I use one.
Dude?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mexican Strat.
Oh, no. The Steinberger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the little Steinberger.
You just made him sad. He's got dejected and sat back.
Yeah, sorry. I meant the Steinberger. But, yeah.
Cool. I like Reset a lot. I like the chord workings with it, how that goes.
Yeah, thanks. You guys listen to Corey Wong at all?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, we've talked about Corey Wong on this podcast before.
Yeah, another Wolfpack guy, but or he tours with him at least. But
Yeah.
been listening to him a lot. If you can't tell by the rhythm stuff, but it's good. It's good stuff. You gotta have a good rhythm guitar part. That's for sure.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
How do you discover the chord progressions you want to use?
That's a really good question. I know where I can sing, I guess, and I know what keys work good with my voice. So I'll start with, like, I don't know. I normally just start with, like, the 1, and then I gotta go from there. D, and then, if I want to go down or if I want to go up or skip a few, I don't know. They just kind of happen, and it's normally chords first and then melody for me.
I was noticing a lot of seventh qualities, and like the whole progression was going, and that always adds so much depth to the whole song and where you can take the melody.
For sure,
And,
it just
you
adds
need
that
shine.
that extra little, that major 7th or the minor 7th. And this new one, I throw in some minor 6 stuff and all those jazz chords. It's whatever, 7th chords, jazz chords, or whatever. It's fun, and I like the voicings, and I like just how many different flavors you can get.
Yeah.
With all that stuff, it's nuts. Music's crazy, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like you use the C sharp diminished in there too. Yeah, that's one of my favorite chords to use.
It's great. Yeah, it's like 1, 7, 6. I just go right down. It's just
cool.
Love it.
I'll just say one last thing I thought was really cool when you rapped. You took down the second half of the verse with that E with the G sharp bass.
Yes.
Like going into the G. That was really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a different kind of podcast, right?
Yeah. He's like writing. He's learning my tunes.
Somebody's copying down tab in the other room while we're doing this.
They'll be online. No.
Yeah.
I use my ear a lot with that. If I can like hear it move in a like unique way, like that catches my attention a lot.
Yeah, and there was.
And then I want to figure out and analyze.
For the first one, Reset, like the verse structure, Jeff actually helped me out a little bit with that. So it's kind of neat. And now I gotta think about it, but like, it's the chorus. So it goes like D major 7 down to the G, and it goes up to that B minor 7 back to D, and the second time around it goes to B minor 6. Mm-hmm. So with that, there's like a cool little descending bass line that like follows it, and like I was like, should I use minor 6 or minor 7? He was like, use one and then go to the other the second time. I'm like, holy shit. And then like the bass just worked. So that was a lot of fun kind of doing that.
Cool. One more question about that song.
Yeah.
So that middle section where where it gets different, like is that a melody that like comes to your head, or did it come organically?
Like
or
the da 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 da. Yeah, that was just like I had an idea of where I wanted it to stop, and then like this thing happens, and then like solo. So then it was like a Allman Brothers, like Yes, like Steve Howe kind of a thing, and it was hard coming up with the harmonies for it. Jeff helped me with that too, but yeah, it just kind of I heard it first, and I was like, what would that be on the neck? So it took a minute, but
when I used to write my guitar solos, I would like listen to the progression just over and over, and just kind of like take a few takes of me singing,
Yeah.
like what it would be, or just humming it, and then just like playing along with my humming.
Dude, there's so
like-
many like stupid voice recordings on my phone. It's just like, like, and that's like, I hope no one hears me doing this.
It could be worse. Like as a drummer, I have a recording somewhere on my phone.
There
There was a noise that I was in an airplane, and it was like they were loading luggage
Oh,
in, and
yeah.
the door was coming up, and it was making this really cool pattern. I was like, oh, I gotta, I was like, I gotta record this. So I popped it out and recorded it. But I mean, that's Rush with YYZ.
Yeah.
That came about from the hell is it? Morse code.
Morse code.
Yeah, for Toronto, right? Toronto's airport, I believe.
Yeah, and then even I don't know if I think it was on like Jimmy Fallon or some shit, but Phineas, like with Billie Eilish, like that Bad Guys song. The video was like circulating on the web a lot, but like there's like what you think is like a hi hat. It's just like the walking signal in like London or something.
Ah.
Like when you could cross the street, it's like a tick, 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 tick,
Yeah.
tick, tick, and then like you just like they sampled it and they threw it on as like a hi hat, and it's just like okay. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's fun getting creative things
Yeah.
like out of nowhere.
Yeah. No,
Out
I
of
love
the
all that
city.
shit.
One of Oasis's like later works in like 2005, they put a cereal box on the snare drum.
Oh, okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. That's the only one I got.
Ringo did the tea towels, I think they call them, little tiny blankets over all the drums on the
Okay.
later albums. So you'll hear them; they're just dead as hell.
It's tea time
Yeah,
for my drum set.
Little tea blankets they put on there, and then did you watch any of the new
Get
movie?
Back.
Get Back?
To Get Back.
No,
No, I will.
Yeah.
I want to. I just
I need
know
a
it's
spare 8 hours.
Yeah, I know it's like 8 hours of. All right, here are the chords.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I caught the first hour and a half, and it was pretty cool. I was at my parents' house though, so they were talking and stuff. I
Right,
wanted
right.
to pay attention to what was going on, but they brought out an
Ringo
actual,
said something.
they actually brought out an anvil for Maxwell's Silver Hammer. And
Oh, really?
One of the guys that was like with the camera crew, I think, was like in charge of hitting it. And he looked so excited because he just like looking at it like, John, over ding, ding.
Do it.
Cool.
But the dude was so excited to hit that anvil, but
That's good.
get some writing
I
credits.
really want to check it out.
Yeah.
Just I'm like burping. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. So
Very informal.
you've reemerged, like,
I
so
have.
to speak.
Yeah.
And it's good to see you active again and
Thank
making
you.
music again. And it's almost like a new brand.
It is. My buddy down in Nashville's helped me out with that stuff because when I joined the scenic route last year, I was like, well, maybe I should get back on social media and stuff, and then so I did, and then I would just kind of post pictures from our shows and things like that, and I was like, well, I don't know, maybe I got some ideas, maybe I'll write again. So I did, and then my buddy, I went to high school with him, but he lives down in Nashville he's doing music stuff down there. And he just kind of hit me up one day. He's like, hey, I remember you asking me if I could help you out like a long time ago. You still doing stuff? I'm like, that's good timing. So he's helped me out with like doing the photo shoots and just like, when to post this stuff, all the stuff that I hated, I guess, but liked it at the same, love, hate with the social media stuff. I think we all have that, but yeah, he kind of cleaned it up and said like, "This is what you do." I'm like, "Okay." So it was very nice of him to kind of help me out with that. So it's important,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Unfortunately, it really is. It's just
Necessary.
yeah, I can't stand it though.
yeah, I feel like that when we're posting. Facebook is great for sharing this, but
Yeah,
man, I go on there and I'm like, I'm not scrolling any further than that top
it's
part.
so
of what-
hard, man. I want to know who's gonna be in Spider-Man: No Way Home. Okay, like
It is.
and it's just it's really tough. I see myself just doing it. I'm like, oh, okay, put it down for a minute.
Cool. You have more stuff recorded that you're planning on releasing or still working on?
Yeah, so I have not recorded yet. I'm recording my next one in like a week or two, but throughout next spring and probably into summer, I'll be. It's going to be like 9 tunes, including these 2
Cool.
that we had just put out, and then it'll be a album, I guess. So everyone's doing the single game right now.
Yeah, the
It's just what you
single
get.
games like seems to work better.
Yeah. It's weird. Like, I used to, like, when I was doing this a couple years ago, I was like, albums. Like, I want to do albums. And it's like, okay. But then as I saw things kind of start to happen, it's like, no. One song at a time so people can figure out what you're doing.
We had Grav on for like our second episode, and they did something cool where they made it an album by simulating a live show.
Oh, how's that?
So in between every song, you'll hear the crowd, you'll hear clapping and stuff, but it's like a bar. It's not like, they aren't faking like they're at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And then where like the album side would end, that's their hey, we're going on break. They go outside. People are talking to them outside.
Okay.
You hear the door and everything.
That's kind of cool.
And then, hey, we're coming back in. So they kind of, they made the album without like they took the singles and put them into an album just by the setting.
That's
kinda.
neat.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
That's a different way to do that. That's pretty cool. Who did that?
Grav.
I'm not familiar with Grav.
Check them out. They were on the podcast. Really cool dudes.
Okay.
And yeah, I loved that album.
Yeah, they're playing just a couple more shows before they take a break. So
Yeah, you gotta take breaks.
So now's
man.
the time.
Yeah.
To check them out. Get in on it now.
Yeah, they're playing this. They're playing this Saturday.
Well,
Where at?
Yeah.
oh, that cruise through place?
Yes, cruising. Is that what something cruising?
Something cruise.
With like cars and stuff.
I don't know.
Vintage cars. That's what it sounds like.
That's what it. Yeah, but the inn is
Come
spelled
show us
like
your 57
hotel.
Chevy.
INN.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So
Got it.
it's like Eddie's Cruising or something.
All right.
Check them out. Go to Grav's Facebook page. Check
I'll
'em out
find
for
them.
sure.
I'll find them.
They're good dudes.
Cool.
Cool, man.
Excuse me.
So, who else have been connected with in this local scene, like over the years?
So Jeff, again, the drummer that I've been recording with, him and I have definitely clicked the best. But as far as like everybody that I've played with or met, it's like, I just met you today. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And then I've known you for a while. The dudes from Nights, I mean, I know Ray a little bit. I know he was on the podcast. Dan Shipley a little bit. He was on the podcast. Mikey Silas, he was on the podcast. Check out their other episodes, by the way. A lot of great people, and pretty much anyone that they're affiliated with, I guess. I was really good friends with Matt Moody. He's out in L.A. now. Oh, yeah, I had a band with him for a minute. It was us and a drummer. We did, like, heavy instrumental stuff. But then, he got busy and everyone got busy, so that's what happens. But, yeah, he was my buddy. So shout out to Matt if you're listening. But hope LA's going good. Seems like it is. His new stuff's been really cool. So, and then, is Bonnie Clydeman still a thing?
Bonnie Clydeman?
Yeah, do you know them?
No.
Oh, they were hilarious. They were great. They were just like hard rock kind of stuff. Like they sound like they could be in the 80s or 90s, but they would just like dress up crazy like every show. It was a trio. Like I played a couple of shows with them, and they were just like they'd wear dresses and shit, and like the guy would come out in like a gold thong. It was hilarious.
Oh man, where were those shows at?
Coda and like Mahal's and yeah.
When you were describing it, I was picturing it at Mahal's.
Yeah, like they opened for one of my release shows, and it was just a blast. And they were great. Oh, the Mr. Carnivore guys like Pat and Joe LaGuardia. Good friends with them. And who the hell else? I'm sure I'm missing so many people. I know. I'm so sorry. Sorry, everybody.
It's all right.
But yeah, man, it's a big scene, and everyone gets along, so that's good.
Yeah, man, cool. What are your goals for after this music's released?
It feels like a real job interview here.
Well, sir, my 5-year plan is so I'd like to have the album out by I'll throw September. I'll throw that out there. I'd like to have it out by then. And then
you don't have to have it out by September. This is
yeah, I know. I'd like to. That's in my head. It's like okay, it'll be done by then. Because it'll be like a month at a time, whatever.
Cool. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No,
but I know from experience
You're
that
good.
like getting asked those questions and like giving an answer gives you an idea of like how it's the rest of the future is going to be structured while you're accomplishing your goal.
For sure.
And so I'm just hoping these questions help you out, as well as
get your shit together, Steve.
as well as inform
That's what I'm
everybody else, all of your fans.
yeah, so no, I get it for sure. It definitely helps. But yes, I'd like to have this album out by September. And then what I really miss about doing the solo thing was I would put together like a great bill. I did one at Negative Space, and I did one at Mahal's, and get a really great group of musicians behind me, and we just knocked the album out and throw in some covers. And both times I did that, a lot of people came out. It was a blast, and it's just like by the end of it, you're sweaty, and you're just like, it's like you're feeling good. You're on cloud nine, and it was a lot of fun. So I want to do that again. I'd like to do it at Coda this time, if who knows?
Cool.
It would be like a next October or some shit. But like, just the ideas swimming in my head. I'd like to have horns and stuff, and just make it be a big thing. I love doing that, and then you just like, okay, it all paid off just for that one night, and then it's like, I'll see it again in another 2 years. But it's I loved just putting that one night together and then making it like a big thing. So I'm hoping to do that again.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. What are you thinking about when you put your backing bands together?
I don't know. It's like I have some people on standby. And I at this point, I guess I have backups to backups. It's like even Dan Shipley offered his help the other day. He's like, "You have a band yet?" I'm like, "No, I probably won't until like spring or summer." But thanks. It's great. But I have like a list of people in mind for sure. And as far as the horns go, I've never really played with horn players, so I got to figure that part out. But I'll 2 or 3 dudes would be perfect. But
big shows are awesome. A lot of people up there.
Yeah, I just want that. I just love it. Like both times I've done it, it was great. I just I'm getting all giddy with memories now. But it
seems like a great way to do it, where you don't have like the stresses of touring or constant gigs and assembling that many people on a regular basis.
It's a big thing too with me. I don't know what it is, and maybe it's why I've been in so many bands or whatever. But it's like when I'm in a band, if I'm in it long enough, and if we're either playing too little or playing too much, I'm like, I don't want to do it. Like that sounds horrible as a musician, but it's like I end up not being happy for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. It's just it's like maybe it's because it's not mine, and that makes me just sound like a narcissist. But that's fine.
I've been there, man.
It happens,
The performing stuff that you've written that you have control over is much more satisfying.
Yeah, it's.
I feel like that's just science.
It's true.
Science.
It is. Believe it. You heard it here. Yeah. It's like that on top of like even like writing with other people, like unless it's like I go in, I have the song, and then they're like, well, maybe try it this, add this here, and I'm like, you're right. So it's like if it's already done, and then you like tell me to add or take out some, like from a producer's standpoint, like I'm always okay with that. Like Jim Ward, I got record with him a little bit too, and he was always like, he helped out a lot with that too. It's just, I can never do the group writing or like jam sessions or like I don't know what it is. It's like it always gave me anxiety. It's being a guitar player. It's like you would think, hey, let's all just get together, play, see what happens. Yeah, man, awesome. But I'm like, what? What do you mean? What's the point? But then if you're live and you do it, that's totally cool. Yeah. Like if you throw it in the middle of a tune that you already rehearsed, I'm fine with. I don't know, dude. I'm a psycho.
Do it live.
Yeah, there you go.
So, do you have any upcoming shows that you have booked right now?
Nothing yet. So keep your ears and eyes peeled.
Cool. Follow all your resurrected social media.
Yeah, I'd like to. I think I'll probably start doing little things in the spring. I think. Because that's another thing. I hate lugging my shit around in the cold.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
The applications for Love Fest are opening up soon.
I did that once. So
yeah, I remember. I was stage manager that year.
Yeah, you were that. Yeah, you were working it. When I was doing the drum machine stuff.
Yeah, with the RC300, like controlling
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah. But it sounded. That was like,
I got one of those shortly after.
oh
seeing
wait, yeah,
you
because
use
you're like,
one,
did you
yeah.
sell your? Oh, did you ask me about the drum machines at the looping station?
The drum machines?
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Because I sold it. I sold the RC300 because they came out with the RC600.
Oh wow.
So I'd like to get that eventually, but it's like it looks pretty. And it's like all these little buttons instead of the big honking. But,
Oh, cool! I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Let's shift our talk into gear a little bit.
Okay,
All right,
we could do
sounds
this.
good.
RC600.
Yeah.
You got one?
I don't, not yet. But I saw it. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna sell this old one, and I'm gonna get this new one eventually. And I had the original. I think it was the original. I don't know. But Boss came out with the RC2, which was the first just single stomp box version of the loop
station.
It didn't even have like the digital thing on it. It was like all you had 11 slots. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's like all just like these little buttons. So I ended up selling it too. But that thing.
So it was like the one with the knob where you switched your looper just by clicking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then they came out with like, now they're kind of getting more concise with everything. They have all the same digital screen on all this stuff, and they updated the fonts on the screens and shit. And I love Boss stuff, but like, yeah, I'd like to get that new loop station eventually.
Have you seen that, Chuck?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it was circling.
I'm a drummer, so those loop stations come out and stuff. I get a little
the hell are you talking
defensive.
about?
I get a little defensive. I'm like, "Well, don't you need a drummer here?
Nah.
Like, no.
It's in there. Yeah.
They're getting good too. Like I've seen a
It's-
couple. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. The drum beats in the RC300 were just like
They're
seemed like
standard.
seemed like something you could just like press on a keyboard.
Yeah.
The same kind of those beats.
I've seen some. I don't remember which models it was, but like Sweetwater did a demo of all their loopers, and some of them were pretty badass. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, like, but you need. I don't know. I love feeding off a drummer though. You know, you can't. It was so that got old too. When I was doing the looping stuff, I'm like, all right, here I am. Is anyone fucking paying attention? Just some bald asshole up here playing to the same riff for 3 minutes. But yeah. So gear wise, yeah. What do you want to know?
Your amp.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I have a Fender 410 DeVille. It's heavy as shit.
Yeah. Do you have wheels?
I do. I have like a flight case, but I don't
perfect.
use the flight case all the time. I'll use just the wheel part because the whole thing doubles the weight. I'm like, yeah, and I don't want to get a hernia. But I'm like, I'm really looking, and I've been messing around with it. I was telling him even before we got started. Strymon they came out. I think it's maybe 2 years ago, I don't know. It's called the Iridium. So what this pedal does is it's essentially like a amp simulator, but it's like you could throw it on your pedal board. You could go DI. And I recorded my last song with it. So I didn't use an amp on that song at all. And I'm like, I can't tell the difference. I don't know about you guys, but
Once you get into the mix, it's hard. You
I'm
know?
like, I can't tell. Like
Yeah.
between the first song and this song that I put out, I'm like, I could have done that with both.
That's just right on your pedal board.
Yeah.
I remember Dennis first introduced me to that.
Yeah.
That was, game changer.
It's nuts.
So you really can't tell, even live, you can't really tell.
I haven't used it live yet.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's going to be because I just bought it not that long ago. So I haven't played out with it yet. But that's going to be the deciding factor on if I can save myself.
It's amazing how tiny everything's getting. You know,
I
you
know,
get
I
these
love
little 100-watt amps that fit on, in the size of a Boss pedal.
Yeah.
You know?
And, like, it's crazy. Like, you can. Because if I really wanted to, I could use it as like a head and still bring a cabinet. If I wanted, like, that's kind of a cool idea to mess around with too. I could get like a 212 cabinet, just plug that in, just. That's where the cabinet would be. That's my pedal board.
You have any other go-to guitars?
I have the Steinberger, which I've been loving. I have a 2008 Gibson SG, and I have I don't know, like a 2010 maybe. It's a Squier Telly that I kind of rigged to have a kill switch, and then that's it. So
the SG humbuckers in it.
Yep.
SG standard.
Yeah, I didn't change anything on it. I need to get it set up though.
Chuck Kaminsky, Basement Trader.
Oh,
Those
really?
setups turns around super, super quick.
Painesville, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. That's tough with Woodsy's
That
right in
is,
Kent.
yeah, that is
But-
tough, yeah.
But if I was still up there, I'd for sure use a Chuck. Sorry. But that's it. And I have like a Gypsy Jazz acoustic that I use sometimes, just to kind. It's like just gives a really big sound. But yeah, I try to keep it simple as much as I can. Pedal board's nothing crazy right now. I used to have a whammy on there. That was like the craziest thing I had. I took it off because I'm like,
Digitech?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't use it that much. I'm like, it's just kind of taking up real estate. I'm like, I don't know.
I have mine off my board. It's like it's before my board, but it's like off.
Off
of
to
it.
the oh yeah.
yeah. So it's like the first thing I plug into,
Yeah,
but
that's a good idea.
but like closer to me,
Right.
Like over here.
Yeah. So no one sees it. But I have.
It's like you can just like flick it with your foot,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
on and off, and then,
Yeah.
and then when you're playing it, you can just like turn like half your body to the side.
Okay.
Because you're right, it takes up like so much of the board to have it on there.
Yeah.
And I have the one with the down tuner on it. On
Oh,
the
so you
other
have like the
side.
double.
Mhm.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
With
yeah.
the treadles in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. I use that downside when I'm playing bass a lot. Like when like if there's like a funk song that like everyone's playing it in F, I'll just like go to that down one thing,
yeah.
so like I can hit the open strings and like get more pump on.
Oh,
it.
that's a good
Yeah.
idea. That's a good idea. That's kind of like what I used it for. Really, was just like the octave below, harmonize, and then if I wanted to make rage sounds, I would
Oh, yeah.
do that. But that guy still uses that thing. Like he's on TikTok now, and it's just
Yeah.
like, wah, no, 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 wah, no, no, no. I'm like, dude, like, awesome, but come on.
There's a few people that made it really famous. Jack White.
He was
Like,
another
he-
guy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
was crazy with it, and he found a whole new way to use it too.
Yeah, it's great. It's a really cool pedal, and it's just I'm glad I have it. I think, and it's just not on the board. But
Cool. For those of you listening that don't know what sound we're talking about, like
Rage
Icky-
Against the Machine
Icky
solos.
Thump.
yeah, Icky Thump's another one from White Stripes.
Matthew Bellamy from Muse uses it a lot too.
Oh God, yeah.
Reapers, you ever heard that one?
From Muse.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a song that he's all over it.
Yeah.
The whammy with.
Yeah, but like, and what you're saying, any Rage Against the Machine audio slave, like
Killing in the Name of that's what.
that's
made
probably
it
the
famous.
biggest one. Yeah, Killing in the Name, or Like a Stone, like that audio
Like a
slave
Stone.
tune. Even then he'll use it with the kill switch too, and he'll get like
Oh,
those
yeah.
mosquito sounding noises. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's not on the board for me.
Oh, yeah,
It was for a long time. I got a tuner. I got a Boss one right now. I'm eyeing the Poly tune because I think it might be. I had trouble with the Boss one because like if we played outside, I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find a brighter one. I heard the
During the
Poly tune's
daytime,
pretty
yeah.
good. So there's that. I have a. I'm a big MXR guy. I have like 4. Not at any given time, but I do own 4 of their pedals. I have the Dynacomp. It's a great compressor. Phase 90 because everybody has that. I have their Micro Chorus, which is just the chorus version of the Phase 90. It's yellow. And then I have their Micro Amp for a boost. You can get like a good little dirt out of it too if you put it like before an overdrive. Yeah. But I use it as like a solo boost. And then for like my main distortions, I have the Wampler Tumnus, which is like a Klon clone.
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible. Like I love that thing. And then I have a Proco Rat, just cause Rat.
Yeah.
I need it. Gotta have it. On top of that, I got a DD7 delay, and then the Hall of Fame Mini reverb with one knob, like the little baby one. It's like
Yeah.
red. Cause I had a gig once. We were playing on a deck.
Was that TC Electronics?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We were playing on like it was a private party. We were playing on this deck in this guy's backyard, and my amp was right by the drummer, so he hit the kick, and I hear my reverb tank go. I'm like, so I turned the reverb down for the rest of the gig. I'm like, I don't want that happening. So I was like, I guess I gotta get a reverb
Get a pedal.
So, that's it. Oh, I have a Morley lead wah. So I got turned on to Morley like maybe over the summer, I think. And it's red, really pretty, kind of small, but there's no button, so you just like go. So it has a little light on when you're using it, and then it just sits there like, up. But then you just go when you need it. You don't have to go click and then go.
Yeah.
It's nice. I don't use wah that often, and more on leads and stuff. So I think that's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, those Morley wahs are good. I got the classic wah.
Yeah.
One. Yeah. Just the switch and then the expression.
I love it. Yeah. Then
sometimes like you hit it and you kind of lose your balance a little bit if you hit it too hard.
Because you move forward. You kind of just move with it. But and then they've been doing some cool stuff. So they have like ones with like distortion built into them and like fuzz built into them. It has like a little button, so it's like you can kind of just like. I've never messed around with them, but I've heard them. They sound great, like on Sweetwater demos and stuff. And I'm tempted to get one.
How's your clean amp tone?
Very pretty.
Yeah.
Nice. That Fender sparkles.
Cool. Yeah. You like to use more high or low?
I'm normally just like dial it to 7, like everything. Bass, mids, tread. I'm just like 777. I heard Joe Perry did that once from Aerosmith. I'm just like, that sounds like a good idea.
That's reliable sound.
Yeah. So and it depends on what guitar I'm using too. So if I'm using the SG and I'd like to get more sparkle out of it, I'll back off the low end or whatever. Telecaster, I think it sounds great either way. Steinberger sounds great either way too, to be honest with you. And so the thing with that, it has 2 humbuckers and a single coil in the middle, so you can kind of get some nice, like all the way back to the bridge is great for leads, like heavy stuff. All the way up sounds kind of jazzy. Then even the in betweens are like almost like. Not what are those piezos, those acoustic-y sounding. Now I'm not gonna say they sound that good, but this guitar was only $400. But like, it's a nice, like kind of dialed back, kind of clean tone, and I was really I don't know what it is about that little thing. Like I don't know if it's just the way it looks, but I love it.
If it inspires you to play, that's all that matters.
It's and my buddy called it like a Fisher Price guitar, which is funny, but. It gets the job done.
Does it do like coil splits on it, or
it's just like you can do humbucker, single coil, coil, humbucker, single coil, humbucker. But you can do like the dive bombs because the way the bridge is set up. So get that Van Halen.
Does it like come back out of tune if you try that?
No, it's pretty good. It's. I had to get it set up. It was kind of being weird for a while. Plus, I was when I was with Scenic Route, we were playing at Cedar Point over the summer, and I was there for like 3 days out of the week that they were there at work. So when I was there, we would put our stuff in like a locked room overnight, and then like it was like 90 degrees one day. And I pulled it out, and I could feel the humidity on it.
Oh man!
And it was just like, ever since then, it was just like. I'm sure it was just like effed because then after that I started breaking strings a lot. And it was tough, but it's fine now and it stays in tune pretty well. And,
good.
You just got to tune it down here with these little nubs, which is fine. But string change, I don't have to cut anything or just that's it. So
that's nice.
Yeah, I'd like to get a real one day, like the ones from back in the '80s. I could probably find one on eBay or something, but. Probably thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you had to wait till you find one on Craigslist. That pounce on it before nobody.
Dude, if I found it, like I was looking at it, they were like $5,000 for like the really old ones. And like if I could find one for like $3,000, I'd be happy about it. I wouldn't be able to buy it, but I'd be like, they're out there. So, yeah.
Cool. You seen any? Let's change the subject.
Okay, that's all I have for gear, folks.
Good talk.
Yeah.
Have you seen any shows lately from local bands?
I haven't been out, to be honest with you. I mean, everyone's been playing and stuff. I really want to try to get back out. It's been a busy, for a while. When I was with the other group, I was playing 2-3 shows every week, so that was tough to even try and do anything. But now that I've kind of stepped away from that and like. I mean, I know it's dead of winter, and we're in Cleveland, so we'll see what happens. But, again, I like to think of, early next year, I'll probably start making appearances places and trying to set some stuff up here and there. So,
Are there any good venues around Cuyahoga Falls?
I mean, we're 10 minutes away from Akron, so I mean, we got like Musica and stuff like that.
Musica's great.
Yeah, it's a cool little place. And then actually, they just started doing this thing. It's right next to the Civic Theater. They opened it called the Night Stage. I don't know what they plan on doing there. I mean, we played there. Scenic Route played there as part of like a downtown fest, something they were doing. And then they had like, they'll have like little mini local theater things go through there, and they had a comedy thing go through there. So it's just like a mini little, I don't know, mini little venue. Yeah, it's cool though.
Cool.
So, but in Cuyahoga Falls, I mean, there's a lot of bars to play at. That's for
I remember
sure.
the Silver Swan. Is that still around?
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
It is. It's right over by the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say open mic every Thursday on their marquee.
Still
So
doing
I
that.
don't know.
That's cool.
I'll have to maybe check that out one day. But I'm not far from that at all. So
Cool. You go to Kent ever?
yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Well, you mentioned Woodsies. So.
yeah. I love the Woodsies, man. It's good shit.
Cool.
Yeah, but I love Kent. We go there every now and then. So yeah, I don't know. Kent's good stuff.
I think we've mentioned Kent on every single podcast.
Probably. Yeah. Awesome. A few things have come up every podcast.
It's
yeah.
a nice
Including
hotbed.
Chuck Kaminsky, Basement Trader.
Is he your sponsor?
He's our one
Yeah.
sponsor so far.
Our one
Yeah.
sponsor.
Sick.
He's the man.
How'd you get hooked up with him, by the way?
So I've known Chuck forever. I used to pedal my bicycle to jam nights in Willoughby that he was hosting. Him and his buddy Russell that worked at Arrowhead Music at the time. I'd come in there at like 13 years old. And
Okay.
He'd be like, oh, he's good, to the bar and come jam all night.
That's
And
cool.
So I met him back then and just stuck around with him. And
Nice.
he sold me a ton of gear. And yeah, just total good people. His whole family. Actually, his son's going to be graduating now.
Okay.
Plays double bass at Baldwin Wallace. And,
Yeah. Real talent there.
oh, yeah. He played bass with us
Yeah.
in the Chili Peppers tribute. On a
Oh,
couple.
you were a part of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was the drummer.
I remember
for
when
that.
you did that. You had the wig.
Yeah.
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 Good old wig.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Who else was in that? Who's
Chris Siana and Dennis Davis.
don't know.
I just saw Chris was playing bass with what's their names again? Who you were just with?
Oh, with Billy Like
Billy
Soda.
Like Soda.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
He's
dumb
taking
today.
he's taking the gigs that I was gonna do. I'm no
Okay.
longer with them. I stepped away.
Yeah.
Billy Likes Soda? That's a funny name.
Yeah. Straight from Billy Madison, like it sounds like. Yeah.
Okay.
Got any news for me?
That's funny.
Yeah. Chris,
Cool, man.
hell of a bass player.
Yeah.
I'd like to get back and jam with him sometime.
Yeah.
Dude could play.
Dude could
his ass
play?
off. Dude could play.
All right,
Dude
that's
could
good.
play.
Dude, that dude could play, dude.
So what you have any hobbies, the things you like to do in your free time away from music?
Big movie guy. You guys should go check out Maggie.
Oh, Mandy. Yeah.
Mandy, sorry. Damn it. Maggie might be there. There's like some weird Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that came out not that long ago where his daughter's a zombie or some shit. And maybe it's called Maggie.
Oh,
I'll have to look that up. I don't know. But yeah, big movie guy. I like to work out. I don't know.
Cool. You have a favorite director?
Yeah, I have a few. So David Lynch is up there for me. Denis Villeneuve, who just came out with Dune.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I didn't. The funny thing with him was I've seen he's a French dude, but like he did a couple French language movies that I never saw. But every American language movie they put out, I've seen and I've loved. But I didn't realize that until like a year ago. Like he did Prisoners with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. He did Enemy, another Jake Gyllenhaal thing. He did Arrival, like Jeremy Renner and Amy Adams, and he did Blade Runner 2049, and then now he did Dune. I'm like, I guess he's one of my favorite directors.
Cool.
David Fincher and James Gunn, because he's just nuts. But yeah, a handful there.
So
Nice, man.
you going to combine that love of film and the music and get some music videos coming out?
Oh, ooh, nice segue. Sick. Eventually, I mean, I worked with a guy named Alex Barney. His thing's called Barn Dog Media, which is I like. He did all my other music videos, with the exception of my first one. That was my buddy Jimmy, back in Youngstown. But he did all my ones in Cleveland, and I'd like to do them again with him. I just gotta find the right tune and have to think of an idea. Because the ones we did, I was really proud of. I really liked them. I took those offline too, so no one can see those ever again.
Real proud.
Yeah,
I still have them up here.
yeah. I play them every now and then on my brain projector. But yeah, I again, I'm not sure when or what song or anything like that. But I gotta come up with ideas too. Cool. That's always hard to come up with ideas. But I worked really well with him. He was really easy to work with. Most of our stuff was like one take, kind of like long shots, which would suck because if I like the one that you were almost in to hit work, we got the location wrong, and then I was like, it was a whole feat. It was all my fault and all. Yeah, it was just because I wanted to get a bunch of people together and try and coordinate this thing, and then he was like, "Oh no, I'm over here." I'm like, two places called the same thing, but one was like 20 minutes away from the other one. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, didn't we start like filming something and then like, or like at least walking down the road?
Yeah,
or something,
yeah.
Like, oh, we're not here.
Yeah, yeah, not yet. And then it was just, it was tough because the whole song would be like one continuous shot. So it was cool, but I love doing that kind of stuff.
That was the last time I saw Matt Moody.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow. Last time I saw him was probably October of 19. Before shit hit the fan, I saw him at like a Halloween party or something. But anyway, hope you're doing good, man.
Yeah. Cool. If you were in Cleveland, we'd have you scheduled to be on here.
Come on, man. Skype him in or something, or Zoom him in or something. But anyway, yeah, I'd like to do those. I'd like to do those one-shot things because it's like, all right, we're done, and it's like editing. You just slap the song over it. Yeah, that's really worrying about it. It was a quick turnaround time, but you gotta think of something to do. So
cool. But, let's go back to your songs for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the stuff that you are planning on, are you in the same arena stylistically, or leaning one way or another?
Yeah, the way they're in my head. So these first three, like the next one, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but it'll be out in like late February. These first three are on this like kind of major key, funky, poppy guitar solo stuff, and then like the next three after that will be like Springtime. Will kind of be a little like minor key, a little heavy, not like heavy, but like bluesy, rocky. Classic rocky kind of sound, and I have another three that are a little more mellow. That'll probably.
Are these lyrics kind of about the break you took?
Yeah, a little bit. Like the reset was essentially me being bored in my house during quarantine, and then this last one was. It sounds happy, but it's really just me bitching about people on social media. But
yeah, I love that. Like it, it doesn't. It's not. You listen to it a few times, like, dude, this isn't how it sounds at all. Like what he's talking about.
Yeah, like I mean, it's all like tongue in cheek kind of stuff. Because I always think in my head, it's just like I'm a guitar player first, then I'll sing, I guess. And then the lyrics, I always kind of have to force myself to do it because that's like my least favorite part. But yeah, I mean, that's like what the song's about. So it's like, you scroll through Facebook and people have 4 paragraphs worth of stuff. I'm just like, I'm not reading this. I hope no one else is. It could be helpful for other people, I guess, but which is good. And the good intentions, I feel like is always there. When they're like, oh, I've been through this, whatever, and I'm like, good for you, but.
Do you have lyrics that you fit into melodies, or do you write lyrics for specific melodies?
I come up with the melody first, and then I'm like, what do I have anything to say? If anything,
Cool.
gotta sit down and force myself to do it again. But yeah, it's always like rhythm guitar. Like here are the chords. What key am I in? And then like here's a cute little melody, and then I guess I'll write words to that. So
Cool.
Yeah, cute little tunes.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Steve Howard Wright.
yes,
Cool.
yes, that's me.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
So when you're thinking about this big band,
Yes.
you got horns, you got yourself on rhythm guitar and lead, right?
Yeah, it'd be rhythm while I sing and then lead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. You got a keyboard player in there?
I'd like to. Oh, so that's something I'd like to mention real quick. A little shout out. So the first song, Reset, you know Mike Abadini?
Yeah, we know Mike Abadini.
Yeah, he
Well-
he did the keys on the first tune on Reset,
Cool.
and then Matt, he was the keyboard player for Sandra. I can never say his last name right, but I tagged him on on Facebook, but he did keys on the second tune. So
Mike Abadini was playing keys with Grav that last show we went up to before Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I
Yeah.
first met him when he was playing with Essential Groove. You remember those guys?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
first time. I don't know if I met him, but I saw them play. Because you were with.
With New Moon Rising.
Yeah, because I think you guys did a big thing at the Grog Shop one year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to that.
New Year's.
Maybe.
The holiday hangout.
Yeah,
Remember that.
I think that was
gonna
it.
that was gonna be an annual thing, but then like when it was time for the next year, we weren't a band anymore.
Oh shit! I hate when that happens. But yeah, Mike. I reached out to him. He's a good dude, and yeah, he laid down some organ, and Matt laid down some piano and organ on the last one. So, Matt moved to Texas, but he kind of just reached out before I started recording this, and he was like, "If you ever need keys," I'm like, "Okay." So, yeah. But I'd like it to be like me on rhythm and lead, bass person, rhythm person. Keys would be dope. Like maybe 2 or 3 horns, and like I'd like to get fancy and have like 2 or 3 backup singers.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun. I've never done that.
Yeah.
I have people I could ask. I think.
This is the setup you're talking about right now is
Yeah.
what Apostle Jones looks like right now.
Yeah. Essentially, it would be like a one-off, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And if I ever were to play with other people, it'd probably just like be either a power trio or like or me with like a four people with but for like the big event thing would be that. And I have some cool ideas of. I always like quoting tunes too. Like I got the idea from Muse. Really was they'll like end a song and then they'll go into like that one part from Back in Black, and then then they'll end it. I'm like, that's awesome. So I always try to do stuff like that too,
Cool, man.
just to kind of throw people off.
So Muse a big influence of yours.
I like them.
Yeah.
They're good. If it weren't for ABBA, they wouldn't exist. And I'm convinced of that. Because if you listen to some of ABBA's stuff, and ABBA's awesome, they're an influence too. You're just like, this is Muse. They have a song called like Money, Money, Money. And if you listen to that, and you listen to like something off of like Muse's second or third record, you're just like, holy shit. And
I'm gonna have to go back. I don't know ABBA.
Yeah.
At all.
I'm convinced that they also have another tune called "Lay All Your Love on Me." Yeah, and Muse took part of that melody for A Natural Selection. I don't know if you know that tune.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like the da na 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 na. Like that part is taken from the ABBA song. Like note for. I'm convinced it's note for note, but
Is ABBA from UK too?
they're
No,
Swedish.
Sweden, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just had new music come out, but ABBA's
wow.
great.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they made a big comeback, man.
Yeah, they were just
I
like,
had
we
no
had this
idea.
album 3 years ago. Here you go. But ABBA, Corey Wong, huge. Wolfpack, huge. Derek Trucks.
Oh yeah.
It's good shit. AC/DC, like, I don't care.
I think that AC/DC's come up in every podcast.
Yeah, and I feel like
My dog's named Angus.
that's awesome. Yeah, like I feel like you start out with them, then there's for whatever reason this period in like high school or college where people are like, no, that's dumb, and then you get older, you're like, I was so stupid for saying that this is dumb. Zeppelin is always a good thing, and I was a big Jaco Pastorius fan, like huge. That's why I want that fretless bass from this guy, because it's like the Squire version of his jazz that he used. And then on top, like Django Reinhardt, like the gypsy jazz stuff's big. With me, I was actually in like we never played out. We busked at like a park once or twice. It was me, a violin player, and an upright bass player. And we would just go to Lakewood Park and like play gypsy jazz tunes. It was fun. But we never got around to gigging because it was tough. And it was like during COVID, so it was like more of just like, cool. Here's 10 songs. Let's get together and play them. Okay. Like,
You know Marbin?
I don't.
That's like the best gypsy jazz band.
Oh,
yeah.
What are they called?
Marbin.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still doing it. Mustache Yourself.
Mustache Yourself.
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard that one.
It was Matthew Day Roberta. I can never say his last name either. You know who I'm talking about? Bass player.
Cleveland?
Yeah. Or
No.
Akron-ish. He played with Gretchen Plus.
No, I don't know.
Okay. I don't. But he was in a band called Mustache Yourself, and I saw them a couple times. And my old guitar teacher, Max Shang, I think still plays it, but he's a PA guy. He's down in like Sharon, PA. But that was a big influence for sure. And that made me just learn a lot. Like when you learn those chords, voicings, that's where I got a lot of those. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like most of those are just like meant for gypsy jazz tunes. But I turn them into like funk rhythms, you know. So it's good stuff.
Cool, man.
Yeah. So that's, I guess, big influences right there.
Cool. What got you started playing?
I started out on sax in 5th grade, and my sax teacher, who was a high school student at the time, brought out his guitar after one lesson or a couple lessons, and I was like, I left, and I was like, Mom. So then, like a year later, I had like the $100 Squire,
right?
Starter pack, whatever.
The Affinity series.
Yeah, so I had that, and then it just evolved from there. So I've been playing since I was in 6th grade, 7th grade, however old. I was just a little twerp then. So yeah, it's good stuff. That's what sparked it, I guess.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's about time to wrap it up.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. We definitely got to have you back when the show's coming, though. Like when you get that all set up, we gotta promote that.
That'd be great. And then, am I allowed to talk about the rig rundown?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to be a part of that for sure.
They're coming.
Yeah, and quick sidebar before we wrap it up. My buddy, he is actually building me a new wooden board. And like, cause he builds like furniture for him and his wife and stuff. And I asked him, I was just like, can you make this? And he was like, dude, yeah, it's real easy. So he's gonna make me that. And I bought like input jacks for the side, so it's just like it's the board, everything's on top, and it's like in and out. I'll have a DI and like the power all on one thing. So
Nice.
it's like it'll be wired up and looking pretty sexy. So excited
Cool.
for that.
Cool.
So wait until I get it before I. But yeah, so it's good stuff. So yeah, man.
All right. Can
Thanks.
you give us a movie recommendation?
That's not horrible.
The Kid Detective
The Kid Detective.
with Adam Brody came out last year or 2 years ago, but incredible, and hilarious.
Yeah. Mandy wasn't that terrible. Like,
It was
but
terrifying.
It was like once it turned the corner, like it started making fun of itself.
Okay.
Perfect. And so you get to like me and my girlfriend watched it together, and just like Ray was saying, like you watch something, you laugh together even when it's bad, and it's like a great movie watching experience.
Dude, like my girlfriend and I, like we'll watch. We have pretty similar taste and stuff, and like we watched Kid Detective together probably like 4 times. Like I ended up buying it on DVD. I'm like, we need a copy of this, and she was like, yes. So we own it, and it's great, and it's hilarious. So
Cool.
yeah.
Give us 2 more since you're a movie guy.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I'm not a movie guy, and I need to expand my horizons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kid Detective is like kind of like cynical humor, kind of thriller-ish.
Cool.
like a whodunit, like a murder kind of thing. On top of that, I really, really liked La La Land, which some people might be like, oh, but like it's great. It's like a kind of homage to old Hollywood and stuff like that. And who doesn't love Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, right? I mean, come on. Plus, the music's incredible. I own the soundtrack on vinyl. So, and then one more would be an old one from the 80s called Hannah and Her Sisters. That's a Woody Allen movie. I know that name's kind of taboo now, but it's okay. The movie's still really good. It's funny and just very, very, very quirky. And, like, I don't know. It's one of my favorites. It's hilarious. So,
all right.
That's what I got for you.
Cool. I will watch those.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Cool, man.
Stephen Howard Wright.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you.
Nice meeting you once
Nice
again,
to meet
man.
you. Yeah,
And looking forward to talking to you guys again.
All right.
for sure.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.